kila mtu atauchukua mzigo wake mwenyewe.
The president who himself bears responsibility for questionable governance decisions add gravely in issuing a blanket condemnation of this august house. He needs to do proper investigations before he can condemn the entire house. But again, sometimes we have to tell those who call us names that they need to look in the mirror. Kenyans know that the temple of corruption is actually State House.
If you are serious about dealing with corruption that is bedeviling this country, let us look at demand and the supply side.
It's just the other day that I joined the jailer committee, and I am now branded as perhaps one of the people who have already received the money. It is very wrong for anyone to do this kind of condemnation on members of parliament, but I believe it must be that they want to salvage their political aspirations at the expense of the members. They must have realized that many members perhaps are unpopular.
The fact that the president mentioned, the anti-money laundering, was sponsored by the leader of majority. Actually, we should not even start with the president. We should ask the leader of majority whether he bribed the committee, the jailer committee, and how much he has given us.
If you are a president, do not take for granted the support of parliament. If in doubt, ask Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Na kila mtu atapewa habari zake mwenyewe mbele za Mungu, siku hiyo itakuja.
I also want to associate myself fully with the statements that have been made by the Honorable Karoli Omondi. And I'll be very particular, Honorable Speaker, on one issue even before I get to the second one, on the question of NGCDF and devolution. Honorable Speaker, I think that the vision and the mission of the drafters of the Constitution, and even the people who dreamt about devolution, including Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, they really must have had a very good plan on what devolution is and actual things, what devolution ought to have been. Honorable Speaker, we want to tell them, and I say this with tremendous respect, that kwa ground vitu ni different. That what people think devolution ought to have been or should be is not what it is. There is nothing that is working on the ground as far as devolution is concerned, Honorable Speaker. And that is why, in any case, Honorable Speaker, Article 96 should actually be implemented the more. We cannot say that you want the county assembly members be left with the responsibility of oversighting governance. Honorable Speaker, a governor that controls 13 billion shillings, a county governor that controls 13 billion shillings cannot be oversighted by an MCA who wants 80,000 shillings, and then they give them 3,000 shillings every day, Honorable Speaker, even to follow them, Honorable Speaker. And that is where we are saying, Honorable Speaker, that we must be very particular, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the argument is about this house being declared corrupt. It's not about discussing devolution. The head of the state declared us corrupt. Well, how?
Order, Sane. Honorable Sane. No, don't be harsh on your colleague. Honorable Sane, if you are listening to the debate, you have been talking about two things: the integrity of this house, the fate of devolution, the fate of NGCDF, and the power of the Senate to oversight the counties. All these are entwined into what we are debating.
So, Honorable Speaker, as I was saying, this House, Honorable Speaker, has been under attack from every corner. We've been attacked, Honorable Speaker, by the members, some members of the judiciary. We've been attacked by the members of the public, sometimes being threatened, Honorable Speaker, to have our houses torched, Honorable Speaker. We want to, with tremendous respect, also tell His Excellency the President.
Give him a minute.
We want to tell His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya that now that attacks are coming from all over, want to inform him, Honorable Speaker, that he should not take the invitation to also join the bandwagon that attacks this House. Because this House, if somebody claims that they brought money to a certain committee or to a particular chair, then especially on a bill that is actually sponsored by the AG from government, then that person should actually be arrested the more, because he is the one picking money from some public side and then to try and bribe the members of Parliament, Honorable Speaker. Because this House, Honorable Speaker, has been under attack from every corner. And it should actually not be happening. Today, as we are speaking, Honorable Speaker, people are already complaining about KERA. They want the KERA funds to be reverted to the counties. They want NGCDF to go. But, Honorable Speaker, you will need a microscope to see what governors or county governments are doing, Honorable Speaker, because there is nothing that is being done, Honorable Speaker.
Time up. Time up. Parashina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you also for standing for to be one of the leaders to be counted in this country for defending Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I only also need to comment on 3 things, or 4: doctrine of separation of powers that we saw yesterday, and we need to remind the executive we don't work under their mercy. Number 2 is yesterday I witnessed executive, that's the president, lecturing members of Parliament, trying to create intimidation. We want to tell him that we are not going to go through intimidation here or outside. We will continue doing our duties without being coerced. We also need to remind the executive through the President and Mr. Raila that he should respect Parliament every time. He is leading executive, judiciary should be respected, and Parliament should be respected. Suggestions that, Mr. Speaker, came, which also brought yesterday, is about us in the committee. They alluded that when we summon state agencies or even PSs or ministers, they say that we keep asking them for money. Then the question is, how are we going to do our oversight role? If at all they are saying that we are looking for money, it is our duty to do our oversight role, and I can tell them it is no longer going to be business as usual. And the last one is an independent investigation. If possible, let the President or this House establish an independent investigation where the executive can submit evidence where this House has been involved in corruption. But we cannot allow it, like saying a pot. How can a pot say that the pan is black? It is not possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Jane Kagiri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute to the discussion. Honorable Speaker, my English teacher always told us, before you skin a dog, you give it a bad name. Honorable Speaker, today, I feel that is actually what is happening. We all know that CDF, NGCDF, and Graft are under siege. And because of that, Honorable Speaker, that is why it is found right for an attack of members of Parliament, for them to give us a bad name. Honorable Speaker, I would just want to remind this Honorable House, and inclusive of anybody who contests for a position, that is including the presidency, that it is based on performance that we get re-elected. And even for the presidency, should be well noted that the performance of NGCDF, the performance of NGAF, will also count for their performance at the end of the 5 years. So, Honorable Speaker, we need NGCDF respected, we need NGAF respected, and Honorable Speaker, let it go on record that members of Parliament make decisions based on their own minds and based on what they want to do for their people. So nobody is here to be helped to decide based on the money that they receive. We make decisions because we want the best for our people, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Daud.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, let me also declare that I'm a member of JLAC, and they have not received any of the monies that has been paraded around. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the President on one thing. He has reminded us that we need to do our work. We have not been doing our work because we have been supporting the executive. Whenever things come here, we have always been supporting them. I think, Mr. Speaker, sir, the bill that is being, the act that the President mentioned, the anti-money laundering was sponsored by the leader of majority. Actually, we should not even start with the president. We should ask the leader of majority whether he bribed the committee, the jailer committee, and how much he has given us. The second thing, Mr. Speaker, if the bill, if that act was procured through bribery, then that act should be repealed and brought back to this House so that we can act on it again without the bribery. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Karemba. Yes, I'll come to you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, allow me to say that I am happy and upset at the same time. I am happy because of this conversation, because I believe, Honorable Speaker, the dragon that needs to be slayed in this country is the dragon of corruption. What is stealing the future of our country, Honorable Speaker, is corruption. And it is okay if this conversation is started by the President or any other person. But, Honorable Speaker, I am upset because of this wholesale condemnation of Parliament. Because a person like me, Honorable Speaker, you are well aware that it's just the other day that I joined the jailer committee. And I am now branded as perhaps one of the people who have already received the money. And, Honorable Speaker, it is very wrong for anyone to do this kind of condemnation on members of Parliament. But I believe it is for a few reasons. One, it must be that they are coming for CDF and for RMLF. It is for that reason. Two, it must be that they want to salvage their political aspirations at the expense of the members. They must have realized that many members perhaps are unpopular, and so they want to throw them under the bus. And it is unacceptable, having benefited from the support of the members, that now they want to sacrifice the members. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Kibagendi. Osero, you are not Kibagendi, are you?
He borrows my name sometimes.
Order. You are known in this House as Osero. Take your seat.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. It is the classic case of the skunk calling the pig stinky. The president, who himself bears responsibility for questionable governance decisions, erred gravely in issuing a blanket condemnation of this august House. While Parliament is not without flaws, indeed, dismissing it wholesome is unfortunate by the head of state, and hypocritical, and an affront to the very democratic institution that gives legitimacy to the presidency. Constructive criticism is welcome, but scapegoating an entire arm of government for failures that cut across the executive is both disingenuous and dangerous for our country. The president needs, going forward, to do proper investigations. He said he gets information from NIS and DCI. He needs to do proper investigations before he can condemn the entire House. But again, sometimes we have to tell those who call us names that they need to look in the mirror. Kenyans know that the temple of corruption is actually State House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Lel Mengit.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would also want to echo my sentiments on this case. Honorable Speaker, first, I would like to apologize to this Honorable House, because a few years, Honorable Speaker, when I was in the university, I used to call the members here pigs. I was among those people who called the honorable members pigs because of the notion and the negativity out there, Honorable Speaker. Now, Honorable Speaker, I sit in this position as a member of parliament, and now the ball is on my court. Honorable Speaker, I have realized that there is an enormous task bestowed to these honorable members, all the way as representatives, legislators, and oversighting responsibility. Honorable Speaker, I want to state this categorically, that even on the issues of NGCDF, as part of the representative duty that we do as honorable members, we cannot find substantive projects across the constituency or in the county governments that have been done by the county governments. Honorable Speaker, it's in my entire ward, Kilibwani ward constituency, I cannot find any single project that was done by the county governments. Only projects that have been done through the NGCDF money can be appreciated by the people out there. Honorable Speaker, I want to mention this, that even in the case whereby in the future we might have a elected president similar to the, I don't want to mention names, but the president who will be giving resources basing on the shareholding basis, probably other counties and other regions of this country will be discriminated. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to mention and also to echo that this is an honorable house. We do our work perfectly, and we uphold our duty and integrity as members of parliament. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Donald Watch, I see you on the screen, or you are not? Okay, Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, if there is one person I admire is Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And the reason I admire Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is because he's a person who stands on principle. And even if he's the only man standing, he will remain standing on principle. Mr. Speaker, I have learned from the best. And that is why I stand on principle like the person I admire, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and urge my party leader to listen to the ground on NGCDF. Mr. Speaker, I also want to urge my party leader that there is one thing I've admired about him, which is equality and fairness. Mr. Speaker, what is coming out of this house is that he's looking at governors more favorably than he's looking at members of parliament, which is Senate and National Assembly. We are all your children. Look at all of us favorably. Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to, should I one day be unfortunate to be the president, because it's not a happy occasion to be president, but should I be unhappy to be president of this republic? One thing I cannot take for granted, if I got that opportunity, is the support of parliament. If you are a president, do not take for granted the support of parliament. If in doubt, ask Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Mr. Speaker, finally, on corruption, there is demand and there is supply side. We have had, and we keep hearing a lot on supposed or alleged demand. As a governance expert, tell us the supply side. If you are serious about dealing with corruption that is bedeviling this country, let us look at demand and the supply side. And as a Christian, Mr. Speaker, I want to remind us that I was taught a song. Kila mtu atauchukua mzigo wake mwenyewe, na kila mtu atapewa habari zake mwenyewe mbele za Mungu, siku hiyo itakuja. Individual responsibility.